The rugby squad and the Proteas squad showing the world flames in their respective World Cups at the moment. But here's another one that you can look forward to. It's the 2024 Startup World Cup Championship. It's going to be held over in Türkiye. South Africa is going to be represented by MiniBoss Johannesburg Business School. Essentially, they offer weekend programs that complement traditional schooling with entrepreneurial skills, and we know how much that's missing in ordinary education. It's been a call for a long time to improve on entrepreneurship at a much earlier level in our schools. While doing that exactly the way it should be done, Wendy Silinyana. Hello, Wendy, Director of MiniBoss Johannesburg Business School. And Wendy, first of all, congratulations. We'll talk about what the startup for 2024 means and how it's going to change how people view your company. But I want to start here if we can. Why is entrepreneurship so important at a basic and higher education level long before you get into the place of work?
Thank you, Gareth. I think one of the things that is important, in our country currently, we are facing high rate of unemployment, and which means that we can help the young children at an early stage to decide about their future, whether they want to start a business or whether they want to be employed. So with MiniBoss, that's the gap that we close, where we train young children from an early age of 6 up to 17 about entrepreneurship and about leadership skills. And the world is shifting in terms of the skills that are needed in the future. So entrepreneurship is the way to go.
I'm curious, I can't help but wonder, and I mean this respectfully, what do you teach a 6 or 7 or 8-year-old about the world of entrepreneurship? At that point, I'm sure they're still learning their basic maths and their basic biology and science. How do you try and make entrepreneurship relevant to a 6-year-old?
Our modules, Gareth, have about over 1,000 business games. Wow. So we break it down to a level of them understanding what entrepreneurship is about, what business is about from an early age, in a way that is relatable to them, in a way that they can relate and adapt. So we have fun while we learn about business.
So now let's move beyond that and look ahead to 2024, and I want to make sure I understand this correctly. The 2024 Startup World Cup Championship over in Türkiye, obviously formerly known as Turkey as well. How did you get into that, and what exactly are you meant to be doing there?
So part of what we do as MiniBoss over the years, it's a school that has been existing for 22 years, 23 years this year. So what part of the activities that we do, we have our startup forums, we have our national startup forums, where children get to pitch their ideas at a young age, as we help them develop this business concept at a young age. Now they get to go and compete at a global stage with other fellow MiniBoss students from 72 branches in 24 countries. So they go and represent, their country and pitch their ideas or pitch their startup at a global stage for an investment of up to 50,000 euros or 50,000 pounds, and of course the cup itself. Wow. So it's practical, it's real, it's tangible. They get real skills and they get to practice those skills and develop these over time.
Let's talk about those developing of the skills as well, Wendy. I want to get a sense, because my understanding is that it's weekend education, but it comes alongside, it's complementary, if you will, to ordinary education. So is this only weekend classes? Does it happen after school? Someone watching now, perhaps a parent, a loved one, a caregiver, go, this is fantastic. I think my child needs to learn more about entrepreneurship. Where does this fit into ordinary schooling? How do they do this?
So this is a weekend school. We complement the general schooling system. We don't, take away from the general schooling system, but we complement it by weekend school. So you can either choose to take your child, to an extra curriculum, which is a golf or a sports or any other thing. But you can also choose to take them to MiniBoss Business School, where they're going to learn real practical skills that they can use in the future.
When you talk about using it in the future, I'll leave this as a last question as well. Do you believe, and I'm sure you would, but I'm trying to look for a practical example here, that entrepreneurship is the way forward for our economy? We hear politicians talk about it. We hear business leaders talk about how important entrepreneurship is. Do you believe we're going to have an entrepreneurship economy in the not too distant future, Wendy?
I think that we need to rethink, Gareth, the way education is at the current moment. We need to rethink, the future about education. If you look at the future skills, we're talking about entrepreneurship, we're talking AI, we're talking cybersecurity, we're talking more skills of the future. So young people need to gear themselves and need to prepare themselves for the future. So parents need to make that decision. I mean, if we want different results from what we currently have as high states of unemployment, we need to rethink education. We need to rethink how we are influencing the next generation of business leaders.
And just as I start saying goodbye to you, I want you to tell me where we can send viewers, because I can guarantee you now, Wendy, people are wanting to get email addresses and websites. Don't give out cell phone numbers. Please don't do that. But someone watching now, where am I sending them? Obviously, they can go look for MiniBoss Business School, but I imagine you're on all the socials. There's a website as well. Give that to us, and also what we can expect when we go there. How do we access that information?
Okay. So they can follow us on Facebook as MiniBoss Johannesburg Business School, and also on Instagram as MiniBoss Johannesburg 1. And so they can follow us on those pages. And if they want to reach me, they can follow me at Wendy Bless, Wendy with a Z and Bless. So you will find me there, and we can start chatting, and we can help you find us where we are.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the very, very best as well for that international championship coming out. Wendy, please make contact with us after you come back from that. We'd like to know how everything goes as well.